what is the worst possible reality that you could be in, that you could live in, or the worst job or trait that you could have? And the answer to this, in my opinion, is being a slave. Yeah, think about a slave. They don't do what they want to do, they just do what they're told. They have no freedom, and if they try to get freedom, they get immediately punished. And a huge part of being a slave is verbal abuse, physical abuse, and it encompasses every horrible thing about humanity, being a slave. And so, would you want to be a slave? You probably not. But what's even worse than being a slave, not knowing that you are a slave? That's horrible. And think about how many of us are trapped in this reality of being a slave. We don't get to choose anything anymore. We don't get to choose the content that we watch. Our reels and our For You page are recommended to us, and we scroll and decide if we like it. Our YouTube is whatever's on our homepage. I mean, sure, we choose which one we want to watch, but the 10 that we choose from are given to us. We don't choose to go to school, we're forced to, even if school is good for us in certain areas. We don't choose our jobs, or we rarely get to. It's usually what we're given, unless you're really smart, you're really gifted, your parents have some money saved up for you, and they give you good advice, and you have good mentors and all these other things. Maybe you get to choose a career path that you actually enjoy. But 70% of people, like, at least end up doing something that they don't really like, and they just put up with it to make a living. And so, after that entire spiel, you don't want to be a slave, and you want to know, you don't want to know that you're a slave. You don't want to not know if you are a slave. Awareness and then action. That's the game plan. And so, what can we possibly be slaves to? Or what in our possession can be used against us that we don't even know? What resource? Most people are going to think money. So many people view money as the most important resource. Shit, if you die, you don't take the money with you? Nothing goes with you. Why do you value it so much? What does everyone in this world, except maybe children and old people who can barely walk anymore? I mean, they live their entire life getting money to get 60 and now they're flipping crippled. What's the point of having money if you can't even do anything with your life? Dog, you're a cripple. What are you going to do? Exactly. Nothing. And so most people trade money for time. Sorry, other way around, time for money. And what even less people do is trade money for time. Why does Uber Eats work? Because people don't want to drive there and drive back. That takes 30 minutes, an hour to get to the restaurant. If you live in New York City, you don't want to deal with that traffic at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, I'm walking here. I'm walking here. All right, if you know, you know. But you don't want to deal with that BS. So you're going to order it. Uber, same thing. So many other things. Apartments, you want to live in the city near your job. Save you money. I should probably cut me drinking that water, but I'm not going to do that because I'm a real one. I don't know what that means. But don't be a slave. Don't let your time be corrupted and used without you knowing it. Don't be a slave to other people and sacrifice your time, because you can never get your time back. I spent that entire time, all these 4 minutes, explaining the importance of not being a slave, of not trading your time for money, and explaining that your time is the most valuable resource, because it is. And if you can't control how you spend it, control how you feel about spending it. Shit, all right, you gotta clean your house, you gotta wash dishes, and you gotta, in this day and age, work some sort of job. Okay, I'm not saying you gotta do a 9 to 5, you can start a business, you can drop ship, you can do content. You can be a homeless bum if you want to, but you gotta find some way to make money, or at least, God forbid, steal it. For being honest, okay, if you're not gonna get a job, you gotta find a way to get money. But at least enjoy every single moment. I just started my first job. I'm 19. I could job. All right, it's a summer camp, but I could choose to not enjoy this job. I'm dealing with kids, and the kids don't listen. And yeah, it's basketball, but I get tired. I don't want to do this shit. I could choose to think like that, but I don't. I don't choose to think like that. Come on. You know why? Because I got that dog in me. Nah, real shit. Like, the real shit though, like, it's a mindset. I'm never gonna get this time back again. I might never get to coach these kids or see these kids again. So I'm gonna make the most of it. And I'm not gonna be a miserable, I can't say that word. I am not going to be a miserable piece of you know what? Holy crap. How many times am I gonna tell you? How many times am I gonna tell the world? I will never be miserable in this world. Why? Because external things don't dictate my internal environment. But sorry, that's a whole nother video. The point is, you gotta enjoy every single moment. What does that mean? Enjoyment means gratitude. That's what I mean by enjoyment. Not every moment is gonna be fun. I don't always enjoy getting off work and being tired, and then, oh, okay, let's drive to the gym and work out. After the gym, let's get some groceries or let's pick up dinner. After dinner, let's wash the dishes, let's close the kitchen. Okay, let's record content. Okay, let's hop on the game. But I'm tired. I want to play the game. But I said I would play the game. So I should probably try and play the game. You know what I mean? I don't want to read. I don't want to stretch. But all these things I don't want to do, but I still have to find ways to enjoy them. And that's the beauty. You enjoy pain. You need to learn to enjoy pain and chaos because the opposite side of the coin is peace. And you need to get both sides of the coin. With happiness comes sadness. And so to end this off, I want you to think, what time in your life did you have the most fun? Well, most people are gonna say when they were a kid. I know I can say that. I had the most fun when I was a kid. I was the happiest for sure. The best time in my life is right now. 1,000,000,000%. But I had the most fun when I was like 8 years old. And what did we do when we were kids? We enjoyed every moment. We weren't always stressed about making ends meet. We weren't always stressed about waking up tomorrow. Now people look forward to the weekend, to their days off, to retirement. But as a kid, we used to look forward to Monday. We used to love Monday. We used to love Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday. We used to love every single day. And so my goal, and I think your goal should be something like this too. I want to build a life where on Sunday I'm like, come on, let the weekend be over. I want to get to Monday. I want to build a life and build a mindset. Whatever I'm doing, wherever I am, I will enjoy my Monday or my Tuesday or my Sunday or my Friday. And if you don't build a life where you look forward to living the next day, you're doing something wrong, my friend. Have a good night.